We were in Washington, D.C. on September 11th, 2001. We actually had an appointment that morning at the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission. And on the way over in the cab, we heard that an airplane had hit one of the trade centers, but there was no more news than that. An airplane had hit. Whether it was big or little, nobody knew. And so we were in the main FERC conference room. I'm talking about our group, 19 of us there, elected officials from many of our members, when the second plane hit. And somebody came in and said, there was an airliner that crashed into the World Trade Center. And boy, the instant we heard that, of course, everybody was immediately clear that this was not just an isolated event. And they started evacuating downtown Washington, which didn't work to our advantage since all of us were from California and we'd had no way to get home. And so we were stuck in a hotel right near the White House, downtown Washington. And the hotel was basically evacuated. We were the only people there. And we were lucky one of the local restaurants stayed open because most of them closed. So that was Tuesday morning, and most of us did not get home till Saturday morning. So we spent that whole week, even the Smithsonian was closed. So we basically walk on the mall, and the Pentagon had been hit by then. So the extent of the disaster was clear by Tuesday evening. But downtown Washington was a pretty scary place with people with automatic weapons on top of all the buildings, and the only cars moving in the streets were Humvees with Army guys in there with guns. And I mean, nobody was sure what was going to happen. So it was not a comfortable place to be. There was no planes flying, of course. You couldn't buy a bus ticket or a train ticket across the country. They were all full. I even thought about using my NCPA credit card and purchasing a van, and so we could load all our people in it and drive across the country. And so we were really thinking actually seriously about that when, by Thursday or Friday, it was clear that they were going to start flying some planes, and maybe we'd start getting out. Well, everybody who had a local relative or friend, of course, had moved out of the hotel to wherever they were, to their friends or relatives. Those of us who didn't have people local were still stuck in the hotel. So there was a nice restaurant next door, so we'd go over there for lunch and dinner. My credit card took a pretty good beating that week, but it was Friday before we started getting out.